So, here is my attempt at making a tutorial for Cooper/Wilson. Oh no! Oh my. Oh no. Okay, not off to an explosive start. So I can't believe that happened. Yeah, he liked it. So yeah, I'm gonna go into a creative world and break this thing down. I know one of the most common things that Redstoners say is that it's not actually that complicated, and it's just like a couple of different systems working together and blah blah blah. But in this case, it really is. It's this whole big complicated mess, which we'll do, and then it's one of these things. Well, three of these things. Sorry. So there's one there, and one here, and then there is a hopper clock or a etho clock, whichever. And yeah, I'm not a master at any of these things. This is literally just etho hopper clock, dropper, randomizer, I guess, and then the face, which is actually complicated, but we'll go through that in a sec. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into a creative world after I fix this creeper damage, although the room wasn't finished. Yeah, we'll start out with the easiest part. I would recommend you don't make the same mistake that I did, which was I didn't check, well, to be honest, I didn't think it would take as much space as it did to make it. But in my case, I only had about 7 blocks behind the face. So if this is the start of Wilson or Cooper or whatever, I think I had like maybe 7 or 8 blocks back. Make sure you have a little bit more than that, just so you have space. So to get started, what you want to start out with, you obviously don't have to make it look the same as Etho, but you want to start out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the base. That's a square, so it's 9, 9, 9. And then on the inside, you want to go 7, 7, 7, 7. So it's a 9 square and a 7 square. And I've just left these holes to demonstrate. One thing is these blocks here will always be sticking out. So just do that now. And this is, those part of his eyes will always be sticking out. We'll go iron. Yeah, so those bit of the eyes there will always be sticking out. I'm going to be, every piece of redstone that I place, I'm going to place on an iron block. I highly recommend that you put, I actually normally in survival use stone bricks, the carved ones, just because they're cheap to make. While you're digging out stone, you can just convert that stone in your inventory easily. I don't know why there's so much snow there. I don't know what I was working on. So yeah, you want to put in sticky pistons all around here. I should have done that here. And we can come around and do that. And once you have that done, we can start the actual redstone part. So that is your 7x7 square, and you want to have pistons behind the lower part of the eyes and pistons behind this bit here. I don't know if I should use maybe different colors to emphasize this. But yeah, if you want to pause there and swap your inventory stuff over, you want to have some target blocks. Target blocks, repeaters, actually basically just go here. Sorry, I'm not used to creative mode either. Repeaters, redstone, targets, and torches. That should be everything we need to get started for the next bit. So yeah, as you can see from all the floating repeaters and stuff, I'm not very good at this. I just made a mistake. Everything was 1 block off. So even though I made this yesterday and it's still pretty fresh in my mind, it's still pretty easy to make mistakes. So yeah, I had built everything one block too high. I was wondering why things didn't sync up properly. So what you want to do is put iron blocks one block below, add here, and we're gonna go bam, 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 and bam, 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 and then kind of I'll work my way backwards on this design, hopefully. So yeah, then grab your iron blocks again, and here, 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 and here, 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 and here. And then we're gonna go torches. Excuse me. You want to put torches. So the reason why we're gonna do it this way is the middle of the mouth. We can control each one of these individually if we want to, but instead, and this is coming from Ethos mouth here, instead these parts of the mouth and these parts of the mouth usually act the same way, unless it's the dead face where it's thing like this. So normally though, you'll have this, or you'll have this, or something like that. So we want, in our case, or it's, I don't know, I'm gonna make all three of them act together anyway. So we want this one, and this one here. And what this does is it powers these upper blocks. We'll sort that out in 1 second. But we want to make sure that all three of these guys are activated at the same time. So if this is on, if this guy is on, we want these three guys, 1, 2, 3, to be on as well. And if it's off, we want them to be off. So we're going to invert that signal now in a second, and you'll see what I mean. All right, cool. Basically what we want to do is go down here. In my original design, I used target blocks because I needed the wires to go a particular direction. Target blocks, I don't know if they're necessary anymore, just in case you're stuck for target blocks, but it's just a little bit of hay and redstone. They're not crazy expensive. So yeah, target blocks there, and what that does is it inverts. So you have on or off, on, off, on, off, on, and now you're starting to see shapes. Dun dun dun. So yeah, now we're gonna pair these things up. So next we're going to, put, sorry, I'm doing this off the top of my head. Yes. So we're going to put this in here, here, and here, and then a block here, here, and here, and then a block here, here, and It doesn't actually matter what timing those repeaters are on. I think it'll just delay how quickly the face changes. So yeah, you should be left with this so far. It's starting to get a little bit complicated, but as you can see, we're kind of just repeating the same shapes. We're repeating the same thing. Like we said, this operates the left part of the face, or sorry, the right if you're looking at the front. So this is the right side of the face, this is the left side of the face, and this is the middle part of the face. And the reason that all three of them move is because we put this line here. So there should be all of the top lip should be activated, as we can see there. And for some of the last little bits, we're going to have torches pointing into here. Ta-da! And now we want to be able to control this guy. Oh yeah, sorry, let me explain this a little bit better. So if you have So if you have a redstone signal going into a block like this, right, you can take the signal a number of different ways. You could take it here, it comes through the block this way. You could take it here, or you could take it here. And the same thing works with the comparator as well. It's really handy if you need to send a signal kind of down below, and this wire can go off and do its own thing now. So yeah, we're going to use that mechanic right here by taking the power from below this block and sending it up to our target blocks this way. So now this one line controls a lot of the face, and it's really starting to come together, as you can see here. So what we want is we want the left and the right to work in the same way, and we want the middle to work in the same way. So the middle's kind of done now. It's all synced up. So it should be flat. Yep, perfect. And now we want this guy and this guy to work in sync together as well. So if you have space, I didn't. I had to like start curling my wires this way in the one that I made. But if, like I said, if you have space and you've given yourself a little bit more space to work back. Sorry, let me just get rid of these. And kill. So yeah, if you have the space to work backwards, I guess you could go. Oops, and then bum, bum, bum. And that's a very easy way to connect these guys up together. We'll get rid of all of this. So now these lines are connected and this one isn't. You can kind of do this any way you want. You could do this in a way more compacted way if you wanted. I wanted to keep all of the devices together because the eyes, you may have noticed, have been totally ignored. We're going to leave them till the very last because they're super duper duper easy. Now in Ethos design, I don't know what sort of randomizer he used, but I really like this type, which is dropper 1, dropper 2, and you put a non-stackable and a stackable in, and then we want a redstone. So if you have a non-stackable item and a stackable item in here, when you power this, you need a... I'm sorry if this is really bad, by the way. I'm not used to making tutorials. So if you press this now, signal goes to here, then it goes to here. It powers this dropper, which shoots one item into here, and then the signal keeps going this way, and then it'll power this block, which powers this redstone, which powers it again. So if you watch here, oh, sorry, idiot. So we want, this is a vanilla tweaks visual mod, by the way, to show you how strong the redstone actually is. So what happens is this dropper fires an item and then it fires one back. So you've got 50-50 odds that it's going to be either item. So in that case, stay the same. The wool moved, the sword didn't. Or the sword moved and the wool didn't. Same again. Maybe I need a delay. There we go. Finally it swapped over so that the sword went in here. And what we do is we want to take this signal. This is your on, which is going to be, say for example, cool. So now he's sad. So you can imagine this is on a 30-second timer, so he stays sad. Another 30 seconds go by, he stays sad. Jeez, this doesn't feel like 50-50. There we go. And now he's indifferent, but he would be smiling possibly because we're going to set up these guys together on their own, one of these too. So like I said at the very start, it's just a bunch of these small guys here. So let's make number 1 here. Let's make number 2 here. And then number 3 we'll make over here. Now I hope you know that you can wire these up any way you want. And basically what we're going to do is have, this is your entrance, this is your entrance, this is your entrance. Now I'm going to make, just copy what I did with this thing, block, repeater, block, repeater, block, redstone. Repeater, block, repeater, block, redstone. Alright, and then over here, repeater, block, repeater, block, and redstone. And in each one of these, it might be better if you put this on two ticks. The middle one, the one that's in between the 2 blocks. I've been finding that I've been getting weird lag issues or delay issues. This, this, and this. And this is going to check if there's a big item or a small item in the comparator. So I need another sword. The cheapest way to do this is a wooden spoon. Or a wooden shovel, sorry, not a wooden spoon. Item versus non-stackable items. With the eyes, it's super duper straightforward. So that's 2, that's perfect, that's strong enough. And we'll put a repeater there. This goes into, oh my gosh. We could do this loads of different ways. Whatever way you prefer to snake redstone upwards, if you wanted to, you could put torches, make a torch chain going up. So now he's got full eyes. Push the button, he's got squinty eyes. Push the button, he's got full eyes again. So that's a super easy way of doing the eyes. Like I said, you can make a big long chain going up here, or you could do a torch thing or whatever. Put these wherever you have space, basically. This needs to go 2. So yeah, you can see here this is reaching. Now that's going to change that. And this needs to go 1, 2 to make sure that it's strong enough, and then go 1, 2. Now if you get a situation like this where your wires are linking up when they're not supposed to, you can very easily fix that by cutting it off like that. And you'll see there's no way for this block to get down there and underneath. So it's connected, it's cut off, and you can use that whenever your wires are connecting where you don't want them to. And we're so super duper close. You now have a system that that can change all 3 faces. There we go. Okay, cool. So that worked. Yeah. Okay, cool. And this has both. Yeah. So leave these on 1 tick. My mistake. Yeah, so I have these guys on 1 tick, and then hopefully you have a movie face guy. Yay! So I'll show you how to make a hopper clock, or if you want, there is also this one is convenient if you just need something super quick. So now you have a clock. Ta-da! If you put a lever on here, you have a clock that you can turn on and off. So that's if you wanted it to change very often. It would change. That's pretty odd. But you can go 10 blocks long if you want. And just make sure they're all on the highest, and there you go, you've got an even longer one. Or you can make a hopper clock, which is place a hopper down, place them so that the 2 of them are facing into each other like this. If you don't have the arrows, take a look at the bases, they should be touching like that. You need 2 sticky pistons. Just place a redstone block wire. You want to have a comparator coming out of here and here. A block. Dust. Block and dust. And then sticky piston. Sticky piston. And this will, so essentially if I put in, hoppers go 2.5 items per second. So if I put that in there, that's like a 10-second timer, approximately, like an 8-second timer. And then it should swap over. Swaps back. And then what we can do is we can get this guy to look at this. I don't trust observer pulses. So yeah, I always put a repeater after it to extend the signal out. Oh, hang on, we can do our upside down trick, or our underneath trick. Here you go. So as you can see here now, every 8 seconds or so, according to this, I think. Ta-da! Ta-da! And you have a Cooper! So yeah, this was kind of the complicated bit here. We like rushed through the eyeballs because it's very, very, very basic. It's just 2 sticky pistons moving forward or backwards. If you have any trouble with the items not going in or out, experiment with having 1 tick or 2 ticks. This is the first time this has ever worked on 1 tick for me. It always works on 2. And yeah, just take your time with building this out. I hope it was super clear. And this looks like a mess. And like I said, it seems super complicated, but when you break it down, it's all just tiny little bits. And you can make it like, I've stretched this out so that it's huge. You could stack these guys on top of each other. you could start making these guys here so that they're all, 1, 2, and 3 on top of each other. Scooch them over here so it's real small. If you wanted to make it way smaller, and then you could squeeze this in over here somewhere. There's no need for it to be this big. I was just demonstrating. But yeah, I hope this helps. Hope at least one person can make their own Cooper from it anyway. And it was a fun challenge trying to make it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And thanks for watching. And let me know how you do, how you get on.